It is that time of the season, everyone. Time for FNCS Grand Finals. And in this video, I'm going to be going over my FNCS predictions, as well as looking over the map with you guys, and also talking about a fun minigame with prizes up for grabs. So make sure to stay until the end of the video for that. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Just like last season, I have a breakdown of our inputs in FNCS Grand Finals. And this season, there will be 80 keyboard players and 20 controller players, a 2 controller player increase from last season, which had 18 controller players. If you guys want to see every controller player that's in Grands, here's a list of them in ABC order now, with the notable top names being Mero, Reet, Bucke, Pump, and Byla. Always love to see controller players doing well, as I'm a controller gang myself. Moving on, the next thing I want to go over is the map and give some predictions for Grand Finals this weekend. We've got a lot of contest happening in the southwest side of the map for some very unknown reason. All of these teams outside of Kenzo and Defiable are literally fighting for sticks and stones. These drops come out with sticks and stones on con, let alone a triple con. So very interesting situations for sure. Then the only other crazy contest really is the Shady Splits contest, which has 3 teams as well. We got Shore and Zypha versus Bryce X and Chubbs. And then Chris and Favs are taking the extra east side loot and then getting the Temple Rift and the Slurp Truck down below. Chris and Favs cooked up a very interesting split, and it will be interesting to see if it works out for them or if it's just genuinely awful. One thing for sure is that Bryce X and Shore are not happy now that it's harder to split the drop, so there will be more forced fights there. Getting into my predictions though, we have the clear favorites to win Rise and Yamzo, who are probably the most heavily favored team to ever win a Grand Finals on an A. They are getting a free 3 points probably 10 of the 12 games due to the vault and them being mid-map, and they are also bound to get the island rift spawn right above their castle, so that adds another free 15 points, which could end up being huge for them if it's a close finish. Even with the god loot this team is playing with, they're just head and shoulders above everyone else, and I get they have god loot every game and free points a lot, but it's a discredit to not recognize just how crazy they are at playing in-game and how consistent they've been this season. So clearly mine and everyone else's favorites heading into Grands. After Rise and Yamzo is where it gets tricky to me. The rest of the top 3 I think will be Kanata and Agers, and Acorn and Cold, in whatever order they end up in. Acorn and Cold haven't looked as good in finals this season in comparison to last season heading into Grands, so I'm honestly not sure if we are in for the same type of performance that got them 6th place last season, or them playing to their full potential and potentially winning. On the other hand, Kanata and Agers are looking very, very good heading into Grands. They're coming off an FNCS Week 3 win, which even though it was a troll week, they still look very good. And just in general, they've been firing on all cylinders heading into this weekend. Moving on to 4th place and 5th place predictions is another one that I'm kind of unsure, but I still know the teams that I think will place there, and it's Parz and Bucke and Poyo and Spinks. Parz and Bucke are such a good and underrated team, and I think the only thing that holds this duo back from placing at the top every single tournament is their drop spot being pretty north. They're really good at getting the high ground and getting wins, and I'm betting on another super solid performance from them this season and a top 5 this time. As for Poyo and Sphinx, this duo has been playing super solid in our mid-map neighboring Rise and Yamzo. I'm thinking this duo will repeat top 5s after getting 3rd place last season and head into Copenhagen LAN as one of the most consistent teams from an A. I want you guys to comment down your top 5 predictions for this weekend, and let's see who you are thinking is going to pop off and secure the top 5. I also got to talk about the fan favorites, of course, Clix and Bucke as well, and how I'm feeling about these duos. Starting with Clix and Epic Will, I'm honestly not too sure how their Grands is going to go. They haven't looked very great this season, and if you have been watching at all recently, they've been fighting Batman, Booga, and Rapid over the building called Fish a lot. I'm not sure why they are both so obsessed with this building, but they have been non-stop griefing it in FNCS weeks, Cash Cups, and Scrims. So I'm thinking if they continue this trend in Grand Finals, neither of these teams will do well, and we will see Clix place around 20th place probably. If Clix and Epic Will can somehow play consistent, would say have yet to show yet that they can, I think they could possibly get top 10, but from what we've seen from them this season, it's really hard to have confidence in them to perform super well. As for Bucke though, I think Bucke plays a very high risk, high reward playstyle, with him going for Island every single game and also going for Hide every single game. I think Grands can go one of 2 ways for them this weekend. They're either going to get like 5th to 8th place maybe, or end up flopping like last season and getting around 18th to 20th. I have more confidence in them doing well though because of the Island. They're probably going to get the island around 6-ish times, so it's an automatic 90 plus points for their total. And I have a feeling this team is going to frag out as well some games, so they are going to have some very, very high point games sometimes. Bucke and Okis have a pretty interesting and high risk playstyle by waiting on island until late in game and then flying into zone. And this strategy sometimes works, but sometimes they get into zones with nothing to their name. I think regardless though, Bucke should stamp his ticket to Denmark this FNCS and return to the Fortnite global LAN stage. Moving on from predictions, me and my community have a very cool FNCS fantasy prediction game going on where I am giving away $100 to people who join and play in the fantasy game. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place your Twitch name and then go down to the IGL teams. And the IGL teams, you're going to pick 2 teams and you're going to get scored based on how good these teams place by just their placement points. So if you pick Yamzo and Rise and Buga and Threats, for example, you're going to be just getting their placement points this weekend as your score. And then down for the Fragger teams, you're going to pick 3 Fragger teams and you're only going to get score based on these teams' eliminations throughout the weekend. So if you pick Yamzo and Rise or Buga Threats or Dukes and Edgy, for example, you're only going to get their eliminations counting towards your score. So go click this link down in the description and join and have some fun this weekend while watching and see how good your picks are doing. My picks, I picked Yamzo and Rise and Kanata and Agers for my IGL teams. And for my Fragger teams, I picked Yamzo, Rise, Bucky Okus, and Acorn and Cold. So go down in the description, click the link, and join this game. Also, if you guys want to see the map, I have the map down in the description in my Discord, of course. Find every map, every season, and also chat about grands and stuff in there. I'm going to be asking some questions with the community in there, so come chat with us in there. Also, guys, I am back. I'm sorry I was gone for a bit. No videos for around 2 weeks now. I'm sorry. I'm back, though. Back on the grind. Videos today, maybe tomorrow, and then we're going to have the grands recap video, of course. So if you are new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe if you are new. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.